A student walked into his jujitsu class with a secret plan, not to learn but to embarrass. He had studied just enough to feel dangerous. He approached his coach with a smirk, confident he could paralyze the man who had taught him everything. But before he could even begin, the technique reversed on him instantly. The student crumpled. The coach simply smiled. The Bhagavad Gita warns us in chapter 16 that arrogance, pride, and the delusion of self-importance are the three gates that lead a person away from their own growth. Krishna doesn't say ego is sinful, he says it is blinding. Like staring directly into the sun, the ego convinces you that you see clearly, precisely when you are most blind. Buddhism teaches a similar truth through the image of an empty cup. A full cup cannot receive anything new. The student who arrived that day wasn't carrying knowledge, he was carrying performance. He wanted to appear powerful more than he wanted to become capable. And nature, in its quiet honesty, always exposes the difference between the two. There is a particular kind of pride that grows in beginners. Psychologists call it the Dunning-Kruger effect. You learn a little, and suddenly the mountain looks small. You forget that what you've climbed is merely the first hill. The truly skilled are always humbled by how much remains. Mastery doesn't inflate the chest, it quietly bows the head. The student's mistake wasn't attempting the move. It was the intention behind it. He came to diminish someone else rather than elevate himself. Ancient wisdom across every tradition agrees. When your energy is spent pulling others down, you are already falling. The river that flows backward eventually dries up. Growth only moves in one direction, forward, inward, upward. Consider the coach in this moment. He didn't retaliate with anger. He smiled. That smile was not mockery, it was recognition. He had once been that student. Every master carries the memory of their own arrogance, worn down smooth like a river stone. Wisdom is not the absence of ego, it is the patient, daily practice of releasing it, breath by breath, year by year. There is something the student could not yet see. His coach's greatest strength wasn't the technique. It was presence. Decades of discipline had made him unshakable, not because he was invincible, but because he had nothing left to prove. The Stoics called this apatheia, not indifference, but a deep, rooted calm that no provocation can uproot. You cannot embarrass a mountain. And here is the deepest truth of this moment: the karma that returned to the student was not punishment. It was instruction. The universe does not punish ego, it simply shows it a mirror. That floor the student fell onto was not his defeat. It was his first real lesson. Sometimes the most important thing a teacher does is step aside and let reality speak. Today, before you enter any room, a gym, a meeting, a conversation, pause for 3 breaths and ask yourself one honest question: am I here to grow, or am I here to be seen? That single question, asked sincerely, dissolves more ego than years of argument. It is small, quiet, and completely transformative. Plant it like a seed every morning. The student who falls with humility rises as a student. The student who falls with ego rises as nothing at all. Every great teacher was once humbled by the very thing they now master. The mat, the page, the stage, they all teach the same lesson eventually. Bow before you are bowed. Choose growth before life chooses it for you. Subscribe to LifeVeda for daily wisdom that transforms your life.